Chinese tones are difficult to master, not to mention that Chinese characters are even more difficult to learn. In this video, I will show you a technique that I use to remember how to write Chinese characters that can help you too. I used to write Chinese characters as many as I could so that I could remember them, but even though I did that, I realized that I kept forgetting how to write them. Therefore, although this method can be helpful, but it is not that effective. A good way to memorize and remember how to write Chinese characters is to master the 20 strokes of Chinese characters. Once you know and master them, you can easily remember how to write Chinese characters than if you just write them several times. For example, let's take a look at this character, tu, which means diagram, picture, drawing, etc. Since I know the Chinese strokes, I can see that tu is the composition of guozi kuang and dong, which means winter. Another example I can take here is he, which means river. He is the combination of san dian shui and ke that you can find in the word 可以, which means can in English. Another technique is that the more you know Chinese characters, the more you will notice that you can find some of those characters inside some other characters. What I mean by that is that, for example, 知道, which means to know. If you take a look at this word 智慧, which means wisdom, you will notice that the first character 智, inside this 智 there is 知道 of 知, you know. So because of that, you can notice that they have the same pinyin, but they don't have the same sound tone. Another example is 究竟, which means outcome. You can notice that inside the character of 究, there is the number 9 character, which means 九, 九. And because of that, they have the same pinyin, but they don't have the same sound tone. So this technique can help you to find out what is the pinyin of any new strange words that you encounter while you learn Chinese characters. Unfortunately, this technique cannot work 100%. For example, qing, you can see that inside qing there is the character of car, 车, 车, but here the pinyin is different. So instead of 车 with another sound tone, we have qing. Another example is shen. You can see that inside shen, we can see the character of the tree, which is mu. But here, again, they have different sound tone. So sometimes it can be tricky. The last technique that can help you to remember how to write Chinese characters is that some characters are formed with some other characters. For example, gui. You can see that inside this gui, there are two different characters, namely 车 and 九. So for example, in order for you to remember how to write this character, you can just know that this character is the combination of the car and the number 9. There you have it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.